What is up, guys and gals? It's me, Thomas Fan01 here, and today we are going to be taking a look into more of the Gamerverse stuff that I actually honestly was not expecting to enjoy. Now take note, I only had 3 Gamer Edition series figures when I was a kid. I had Cliff Jumper, I had Sideswipe, and I had the Fall of Cybertron Optimus Prime. Not the War for Cybertron, I had the Fall of Cybertron. So, those were the only 3 that I had. So, it was kind of a bit of a shock when I finally was able to get a hold of this guy for a reasonable price. This week, in the wondrous Target deals that they're having, I was able to get a couple of Gamerverse figures for way under sticker price. So I figured this would be a good time to take a look at the Gamer Edition figures. And to be honest, these figures are not too bad. They don't look too bad at all. I actually kind of think these guys look pretty cool. And to be honest, they actually kind of this one blew me away a little bit. Megatron actually kind of blew me away. So like I said, today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers War for Cybertron Studio Series Gamer Edition Voyager class Megatron. So, and this is based off of his appearance in the War for Cybertron games, and the turret does not rotate. That is a big shame, because the original deluxe class figure you could do that with. Now, that is one thing that I'm very, very disappointed with Hasbro, because you would think, with all of this budget to do a 3rd Studio Series line, you would seriously think you could not have made this swivel? Like, seriously? Like, really? So I mean, that's just a little bit of a major disappointment. However, where they have disappointments, I do feel like they made up for a little bit in the design of the vehicle modes and a little bit of the robot mode. Getting from vehicle mode to robot mode, and the way that the robot mode looks, it's a little everything's a little bit weird. So, but y'all know the rules. We're not going to take a look at this guy first. We're going to take a look at this first, and I do like the way that this looks. I feel like, he's going to say, "Starscream, give me the dark energon." I feel like he's going to shout that from this packaging here. And I definitely do like the fact that they are giving us more of the Gamer Edition look on the packaging here. And on the side here, you got Megatron once again. You get a Voyager class going on there. And on the back here, you've got a whole look of the figure. And once again, I do think that the deluxe class may have had some, I think it had some things that were better, but I do think that this Voyager class has some things that are better than the deluxe, but I do think that the deluxe it's like this, there's always going to be some give and take when you get a new figure. So, and as you can clearly see, you got the tank, you got the robot mode, and on the side here, you got the Gamer Edition logo, which is pretty I think it's kind of cool that they give us the Gamer Edition logo here. I mean, it's really, I think it's nice that they give us that, because this is this is like this is like your D-pad for any sort of game here, any sort of gaming device. So, and you got the more embellished look of Megatron on the side here as per regular packaging. So, we're gonna remove this, and we're going to bring this in. And this figure is pretty beautiful, I must say. But I do not like this vehicle mode, okay? I mean, this vehicle, okay, I like it, but I don't like it, okay? I like it because, hey, it is Megatron, and it does look like Megatron. However, you couldn't have painted the whole legs, or not even the whole legs, you couldn't have painted the whole tank? Like, seriously, you only painted a portion of it, and you couldn't have, I don't know, painted the back portion a darker gunmetal gray? I don't know. Why couldn't you have done that? That's just one thing that bothers me. And another thing that is going to bother me is we have to remove this for transformation. And unfortunately, because we have to remove this for transformation, it is parts forming. But I am going to remove this because we do want to take a look at it. And just to be very clear, this is a you can use this in tank mode as per usual. Like, you can totally do that. And it is Blast Effects compatible on the front there, so we're just going to pull the purple one out from the Studio Series Prowl and Ironhide 2-pack. So there you have that. And so there's that. So, And so you can have it like that, or you can have it like that. I don't know. You do you. I don't know. The tank mode is not his strongest mode, but it's one of the I'm gonna be flat out honest, it's the better of the two modes. So this thing is not that great. So anywho, now that we've taken a look at the cannon, we're going to take a look at the mace. And the mace comes in two parts. You have to split it apart. I don't know why they keep giving us these pieces in two parts. I'm very confused as to why this is a thing, because these were always hand-to-hand combat weapons. Always hand-to-hand. Like, they were always holding them like this. They never had them posted, they never had their arms posted into places or anything like that. So, I don't know why why that got special. I don't know. Anyways, point being, here's this mace. I do like it. I think it's very clear, cool. Well, maybe not clear. I think it's clearly cool, but I think once again, you couldn't have added a little bit more paint to finish the look off. This bottom piece is not even, it doesn't even separate. Doesn't even separate from the top half, and yet you still couldn't have painted that. I don't understand that, but whatever. And you can, once again, totally store this on top of the tank. There's a port right on top there. It just stores like that. Or the more practical look would be like that. So there's all of that fun stuff going on. So now we're going to get into scale comparisons, and because this is a Megatron, we're going to bring out all of the Megatrons, because y'all know we love the Megatrons and them scale comparisons here on this channel. So here he is with the Transformers Legacy Evolutions Leader Class Armada Megatron. No, I do not have Tidal Wave on pre-order. He was way too freaking expensive. I do not understand why he was so freaking expensive. And before you do ask, yes, you can do this. You can totally. You can totally. You can totally do that if you want to. You can totally do this if you want to. And I'm wondering if you can. I think you can. You can. You can. There you go. He's got a more cartoon accurate cannon now. Oh my gosh, I think I solved the problem that everybody was having with this figure. Was that he didn't have a cartoon accurate cannon. So buy yourself two. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't actually know. But anyways, just put that back on here. Here he is with Legacy Armada Megatron. So there. Here he is with Studio Series The Dark of the Moon Leader Class Megatron, and this guy's legs are extremely weak. I just can't get them to stay up. There we go. He's next to the Siege Voyager Megatron. Here it is next to the Bumblebee movie Leader Class Megatron. And finally, here he is next to our previous Gamer Edition figure. Here he is next to War for Cybertron Sideswipe. So. Alright, so now that we've gotten that taken care of, we're going to get him into Transformation. And Transformation is, it's not fun, but it's not the worst. So, anyways, to do this, you're going to remove the cannon. At least that's the easiest way to do this. So, remove the cannon, and parts form that later. So, anywho, now to start things off, you're going to come to this section here. I'm going to just kind of wiggle it out of place here and just separate it like that. So you're going to wiggle it out of place there, and then you're just going to kind of untab things and separate it from the body here. Then what I like to do, just to kind of get this out of the way, is just rotate this around, rotate it, and just bring it back like that. just to get that out of the way. You don't have to do it like that, but I like to do this just to first get that out of the way. So bring these legs all the way down so you hear them kind of thoop into place a little bit. You'll feel them. You'll feel it. You'll feel it exactly where you want it. And then we're going to work on these legs here first. So you're going to bring this up here. And this panel is going to be kind of a bit of a weird thing here. You're going to kind of fold this foot section down. Bring this in. Fold. Okay, this is strange, but you're going to bring this in and then bring this up and then fold this tread in on itself. It's so weird. And then take this foot section and just, well, open this up and then take this foot section and just open it and flay it open like so. And then rotate it at the knee right here. And then you can do the same thing on the other side. Rotate it around. Bring this around. Fold this up. It's on a slider hinge, so do that. Fold out the foot as you bring this up. Bring this panel out. Fold out the toe. Fold this piece around. Make sure everything is all straightened out like so. And there you go. Now we're going to work on the rest of this. So you're going to kind of rock this around. Lift this up. This all tabs in, so that tabs in here, and this kind of just locks itself in on this hinge here. But you're going to untab this from here, going to unhinge this, and then this is going to tab in on this bit here. Like, I don't know how well this comes off on camera, but there's a tab piece right here that's going to go, there's a tab piece in here that's going to go in here. So bring this in and just kind of just make sure it stays tabbed in. And then you're going to bring this down, and then you're going to bring, there's two tab pieces here that are going to clip into here. So clip that in like so. Sometimes it doesn't want to clip and like just sometimes it doesn't make the sound. Open up the arm or open up the hand, flip it out. And there you have this arm. Oh, wait, hold on. Then you're going to bring this up, and it's going to just kind of rest on in there. But he has a double elbow joint, and this doesn't really stay locked in like it should. So just make sure that this just kind of does what it's supposed to. Then this arm here, you're going to untab it. It tabs in two spots. Tabs in on the forearm, and it tabs in on the shoulder. So you're going to untab it from there, lift it up, and swing it out. Then you're going to bring the arm down on this double hinge, like so, and it's going to just kind of thoop on into place once again. You're going to come to the arm, come to this forearm section, flip out the hand, close it on up on the forearm. And now we are on the last piece here, which is just to kind of fold, or just not even fold, just to kind of collapse the chest in on itself like that. And then we are going to straighten everything on out. Come back to the parts forming cannon. And come back into the mace. And I dig this figure a lot. I totally dig this figure. This figure was on my list for a while. Now, here you have Studio Series Gamer Edition Megatron in his robot mode. And I dig this. I totally dig this. I think this was one of their best ideas to do. However, you may notice a few problems with this figure right off the bat, and I'm going to point them out before we get into comparison here. First problem. What the hell did you do to my boy's legs here? The legs were never this kibbly. Never this kibbly. That is a massive problem here. That I cannot abide by. I just can't abide by that in the slightest at all. That's one problem. The second problem I have, and I'm really surprised it didn't do this on camera, this is super easy to come off. his arm pops off super easy. But that is for a gimmick that I will explain. And you guys I'm pretty sure you guys already know what it is. But this one is, well, it was super loose. I don't know where it tightened up. That's only because we're on camera today, I guess. But no, his port was super freaking loose. So, anywho, that was another problem that I had with this figure. And the third issue that I had with him was his parts forming. I'm glad I got this guy on sale and I didn't have to pay full price for him. Because if I had to pay full price for this guy, I'm pretty sure I would be complaining a whole heck of a lot more. But because I only paid $25 for this guy at Target, I'm not going to complain about him exactly the way you guys may think. So, my complaints are more along the lines of, yes, kibble, yes, parts forming, yes, some slight issues with transformation parts. Well, I mean, I'm really surprised this thing didn't fall off in transformation, but my issues lay more with the paint, as you guys may already know. I have problems with the paint apps because they don't really respect the paint on this figure, on sometimes these figures. So, like, you guys couldn't have painted this silver, you couldn't have painted that silver. I mean, truly, you guys couldn't have, I don't know, maybe taken inspiration from your own box? You couldn't have maybe, I don't know, added a little bit of purple paint here, a little bit of purple paint there, maybe a silver stripe on the chest, something that would have maybe included some more paint from, or maybe even included a little bit more paint, maybe a little bit of inspiration from this. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, maybe I'm nitpicking, maybe I'm just being a negative Nelly. Oh, there's one thing I forgot you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take this flap and fold it down. My apologies, people. Take this flap, fold it down. Last bit of transformation. So, now that we've gotten a little bit of the rant over, I would like to go over a couple of positives. The transformation was not pure hell. I did not hate myself in the middle of that and immediately want to throw away the transformer. Cliff Jumper totally ruined my experience. This, Sideswipe totally brought me back into wanting to buy these again. And now that they're at an all-time low in price, I cannot complain about buying them again. So, anywho, now we're going to get into, y'all know it, scale comparisons, y'all know it. So, anywho, here he is next to... Actually, before we do that really quickly, before we do scale comparisons, I want to show off the gimmick that really frustrates me with these Gamer Edition figures, but also it's Gamer Edition, and I showed it off a little bit earlier. The arms do pop off, yes, and you can totally store them on the backpack. Only Megatron's case, you can't really do that. At least not one that I have been able to find. Unless this is no. I have not been able to find a way to place his arm anywhere on his back. There's nowhere to put his arm. So yeah. But we're gonna bring in Sideswipe's weapon here. You can totally take another figure's weapon, and you can totally, oh, maybe you can't do that. No, you can. Can totally. Ugh. It's loose when it comes to his own cannon, but it's not when it comes to a different one's cannon. But can totally peg on a different weapon onto this arm gimmick, which totally you can do. And before I forget, you can totally take his cannon and you can peg that onto him like so, but I prefer not to do that. I think that's ridiculous and stupid, and it does not feel like Megatron when you do that. However, this feels like Megatron here. So we're gonna leave the mace off to the side here. So, anywho, now we're getting on down to them scale comparisons. So, here he is next to Legacy Evolutions Leader Class Armada Megatron. Here he is next to another Studio Series Leader Class Megatron, Dark of the Moon Megatron, who still can't stand up straight to save his life. Here he's next to the Siege Voyager Megatron. And truly, if you're going to want a war for Cybertron Megatron, this is the one you go for. Here he's next to the Bumblebee Movie Studio Series Leader Class Megatron. And finally, here he is next to our previous Gamer Edition figure. Here he is next to the Deluxe Class Sideswipe. Now, final thoughts on this figure. Well, if I had to give a final thought on this figure, I mean, it's something along the lines of, like, it looks like the video game Megatron, yes, but it feels like it's a different version of him. Like, I don't feel like Hasbro fully articulated this. Like, this doesn't feel like a Hasbro figure. This feels like somebody else came in and said, I'm going to design you a figure, and this is what they came up with, and then Hasbro put a stamp on that, approved it, but they didn't actually design this, and this is what they came up with. So that's what I feel like this figure is. So, in all fairness, I mean, with what their budget is for the Gamer Edition figures, I mean, I'm surprised with what goes on in the Gamer Edition world. Like, this is what brought me back to it. This, a little shaky, but it could be worse. So, I'm not upset with this, I just wish it could have been better. So, with all of those things in consideration, I'm going to give this figure a 6.6 out of 10. Let's go over some of the good qualities, which are, I do like the fact that the vehicle mode is pretty accurate looking. Like, if I was to look at that in a model kit, I'm pretty sure I would say that is the War for Cybertron video game Megatron, for sure. And if I was to also look at the robot mode, I would once again say that is the War for Cybertron Megatron. But I have a problem, like I said, with the paint and once again the parts forming and the gimmicks. The gimmicks is what bugs me, but I understand why this gimmick is here. I just don't like it. So, but then again, that's me, and to each your own. So, if you guys do like this figure, you guys can totally pick it up at Target, right? I personally got it for $25. I don't know how long that sale is going to be going on, so if you guys are going to do that. However, if you want other Transformers and a different type of Transformer, and if you want Hot Wheels and something else of that nature, why don't you guys go and check out Planet Toys, where I will leave a link to them in the description below, where they are uploading themselves some new Hot Wheels this week. So, if you would like to check out with them, you guys can get yourself a 10% off if you sign up with them, and you can do that. And this is Thomas Phantom 1 saying, do not forget to check out Optination Reviews, Beastman Reviews, Riveted Reviews, Jordy's Rail Videos, Patrick with the Y, iStar552, Bravely GG, and Take Along Productions, as I know they all do some amazing work, and have done so in the past, and will continue to do so in the future. So, this is Thomas Phantom 1 saying, do not forget to keep playing with your toys. Don't forget it.